Welcome to Monday. I believe this is going to be the second podcast posted on tomorrow, Tuesday. So, because I have one from Saturday, and I thought about releasing one on the weekend, but I decided not to. What the fuck is in my cup holder? Fucking vape cartridges. These fucking queers. I got me a spitter already, so no need to fucking wait on that shit. I'm driving the 8-speed Peterbilt. Taking this up to St. Joe. Which is nice looking. Uh, Going up to St. Joe, got to pick up some frac tanks. There's some guys up there right now cleaning the frac tanks. I tried to get here for the Monday meeting, but I needed to be here at 6:30, and it takes a half an hour to get here, and I woke up at 6. So I was like, oh fuck, my alarms for I'll turn off those fucking blinkers for you. My alarms for the regular week are the ones that went off. I didn't have my special Monday alarms go off, so I would fucking wake up on time, So here we are. I need to put these visors down. Holy moly, the sun is coming in today. What else is going on? Shoot, man, I don't know. So last I talked to you guys, I brought the power washer home. And my boss agreed to it, so I took it home, and then it says the PTO's on, but the PTO is not on. I turned the PTO on, and you can tell it ain't on, but it says the light is stuck. Anyways, yes, we cleaned out some cooling tower basins. We took that shit home, and then I said, hey, I think I'm going to borrow that truck and trailer, so I did, and I drove it home. And that was early enough in the day that I went out and I power washed the truck. I power washed part of my driveway, power washed the truck. The truck did have like a nice little layer of grime all over it. So I got all that taken care of. And then I stripped the interior. I took the seat out, took everything out from inside the cab. And yeah, luckily we worked those bolts beforehand, taking the seat out before. So it was much easier now. I could not get the seatbelts out. I probably could have gotten the seatbelts out, but it was just like I was like, I don't give a fuck. They're loose. I got the center seatbelts out where the buttons are and the center seat strap and that shit. Got all that shit out, but where it retracts on the edges, I didn't get that out, and didn't really give a fuck. I got it to where I could rotate them, and I could get like the little piece of carpet that was still stuck inside of it. And I'm coming to the conclusion that this was a gray cab with red interior, because all the interior pieces are red. Especially after you blast them, some of the red is showing through, and they still had some of the red vinyl flooring, and they put carpet in here. I don't know why they would put carpet in here and not take out all of the vinyl, but that's what happened, I'm guessing. Because the carpet they put in there was not the right fucking carpet. It was real ugly black carpet. It's almost like the fuzzy side of a Velcro is what the carpet felt like. Just imagine you drop one of the hard pieces of Velcro on the ground. You ain't picking that motherfucker up, no matter where you drop it. It's fucking stuck. Ain't coming up. So, yeah, the first night I just power washed the shit out of it. Got it looking pretty good, and left all the windows and stuff open so it nice dry out. And then the next day, I woke up and went out there at like 8 a.m. I wanted to wait till a little bit later. I didn't want to piss off all of my neighbors. You know, Because, I mean, sun's up, guns out, I'm running, you know. But I waited until 8. I went out there and I power washed some more. I got my creeper out. I got underneath the truck a little bit, which I thought there was going to be more. I don't know. I know there's mud chunks hidden underneath the truck in spots. And I just hadn't got to them, I guess, because I was spraying, but, you know, it's just blasting shit fucking everywhere. I mean, I did get a lot of shit fell out from underneath the truck. You know, I got like the spring hangers. That's a bad spot. I got the passenger side frame rail, pretty good. But I didn't feel like creeping over to the other side. I don't know. And I started running out of water at that point in time too. And so and I didn't want to fill it up with my hose. Because, you know, I didn't want to. I don't want to pay for that fucking water. And 500 gallons of water just to fucking, no, my company will pay for that. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Come on, truck. Let's go. I keep thinking I need a shift, but I'm already in 8th, and I've got so much power in 8th and speed. It just runs at like 1800 RPM in 8th gear. Exactly 1800. I just looked down. I can't see my fucking gauges very well. Me. Where the fuck is the... There we go. Then I brought out my angle grinder. I took my trans tunnel cover off. And, you know, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 8 bolts holding the trans cover on. So I went ahead and unbolted that. There was one bolt that was too rusted. The top of it was rusted out, so I kept stripping it. So I just grabbed my angle grinder and cut the top of the bolt off, and then grinded it down flat. And I'm just gonna leave it. Fuck it. 7 out of 8 ain't bad. Okay, 7 out of 8, and it's a trans tunnel deal. I mean, it's okay. It'll be fine. And got that uncovered, but I was out of water. I wanted to wash the top of the trans and, you know, spray from inside that area. Would have been nice, but ran out of water, didn't feel like filling it up, and I can borrow that thing anytime I want. But I think what I'm going to do is just get some like heavy engine degreaser, purple power, mean green, or whatever the fuck shit's called, and spray all that shit on there and just let it eat away at the stuff. Because even underneath the cab, with the high pressure washer, but at the weird angle I was at, because there's oil just caked on the bottom of the cab, and I was spraying it, and I'm sure I cleaned a couple of the spots, but I wasn't able to get a lot of it. And I think just spraying a heavy duty degreaser underneath on a lot of everything would be a good idea. I did get the front axle, the rear axle, the transfer case, the side of the transmission, the oil pan of the engine, and I made sure to plug up all the holes on the engine. At least I think I did. There was one spot for a breather to go on a valve cover that I didn't have, so I just stuck a Sharpie in that hole. And then I found my kids had this little plate thing. It's got a little round cap, and it fit perfectly over the carburetor. And I used a bungee cord to hold it down so I wouldn't spray any water in the carb. And I went to fucking town. I'm like, if it breaks from me washing it with the power washer, like hoses or connections or whatever, then they needed to be replaced anyways. This is the high pressure washer that I had is a good tell of how strong your shit is. I took a 0 tip to the interior. I blasted out all the spray foam. I got a way better idea of where these patch panels this guy put in are. There's more than what I thought there were. Now that I can finally see everything, with the angle grinder, I did start cutting the floor out a little bit, but then my angle grinder fucking quit. or else I'd have a huge gaping hole on the passenger side and driver's side. But my fucking angle grinder fucking shut off on me. I don't know. I'll let it cool down and try it again, and maybe it just got hot. I don't know, but it wasn't giving me any feedback, and it wasn't like anything I did was too hard for it. I was just cutting through pretty thin fucking sheet metal, and it wasn't like really hard on the equipment. So I don't know. It's a Harbor Freight fucking Drill Master or whatever the fuck it's called, Hyper Tough. I don't know what it is. Cheap, probably $12 angle grinder. So not worried about it. But now I don't have an angle grinder, so need to go out. I thought about going to a pawn shop, because I've been to a lot of pawn shops, and they always have a fuckload of power tools everywhere for cheap. So figured I might go in there and you know, these poor construction crews out here in Kansas City, they think they're gonna leave the job site and their shit's gonna crackhead's gonna come take all your shit and then pawn it all off. That's where all these power tools are coming from. This isn't an old lady that's like, my husband died and here's all of his tools. I'd like to pawn them off to you. That ain't what's happening. It's fucking crackheads breaking locks on toolboxes, snagging all the shit and taking it up to the pawn shop and getting fucking paid. But hey, I mean, I'll get me a nice little angle grinder for fucking a heavy discount, I guess. So, yeah, in the truck department, it's going well. I did make a lot of progress on it. I'm glad I did what I did. I'm not going to bolt the seat back in for a while. Yeah, everything's looking good. Just need to. I kind of came to the conclusion last night, because this weekend I was kind of like, all right, I need to start doing some patch panels. But if I spend all of I don't even have a fucking budget, but if I spend all of my budget on the fucking patch panels, I'm not going to have budget to get all the wiring and shit done. So I'm just going to do all the wiring, like all the shit that I know I want to do, get all of that done. I will patch up the shit, but just really very, very bad. I'm not going to seal it up or anything. I'm just going to probably just self-tap some shit in there, maybe do some rivets, I'm not sure, but just get the holes covered up. And it's probably going to stay like that for a while, but I do have it in my heart to get the real floor pans, most likely, because they're so cheap. You can't even buy a flat piece of two big pieces of sheet metal for that price. You might as well buy some that are formed exactly to fit where you need them to go. They make them pretty cheap, so there's really no excuse for cobbling together some shit. So I'll probably end up getting actual floor pans put in the truck. The problem is that it just needs all the fucking... There isn't one thing on that cab that's not rusted out, so I just need to figure out which are the important pieces. And I would like to make sure it's structurally sound, because that passenger side, the rocker is barely fucking there on the inside. The outside's there, the inside is not fucking there. So I want to make sure it's structurally sound, so whenever I'm driving around and stuff, I'm not twisting the cab, because then that'll make it just that much harder to get anything fucking to fit. And make sure the doors will still open and shut fine. Right now they open and shut great. I pulled off some of the weather seal, so they shut really well right now. Put the weather seal back in. So yeah, I don't know. I wanted to get it completely washed and cleaned out. My next step is probably going to be painting. I'm probably going to, even though there's a lot of rust, I'm going to paint over a lot of the shit. I need to go get some of that, I don't know, There's some of that rust converter shit. I don't know. I'm probably gonna try to keep the truck from rusting any further and all paint everything up real nice, just so it looks nice and clean. Because I don't really plan on replacing anything underneath the dash, just the floor pans and maybe the kick panels and the rockers and the cab corners, all that stuff. But underneath the dash, whatever's rusty under there is going to stay fucking rusty. And go ahead and get my wiring done, get the bezel made, get everything wired up properly and mounted and good, and get the seat put back in, start driving the motherfucker. Get it ready to go. I can't see shit out of my mirror. It's covered in dust and the... Oh, sorry, Ford Edge, you fucking queer. They flew past me like I was the issue. I was doing 75 and a 65, and they flew past me. They did not want to be behind me. I did not mow. You know, that was one of the things I said. If I do this, I'm going to mow, and I didn't mow. I did have time. I just didn't fucking do it. It was hot. Didn't realize how hot it was going to be this weekend. And I was thinking about doing it in the morning, but I went outside and I just grabbed the pressure washer. You know, those are the excuses. These are the excuses I told my wife. It's like, I was going to mow, but the pressure washer, I had to be used, and blah, blah, blah. I didn't do anything with the bed of the truck. The bed is completely full of shit. I really need to clean the bed out at some point in time. Having the pressure washer with me would have been a good idea to clean the bed out, but I didn't. There's all the carpet, all the rat piss and shit and all that stuff. It's all in the bed of the truck. So the inside of the cab, I'm guessing, probably does smell better, but it's hard to smell what the inside of the cab smells like when the fucking back end is full of shit right there. Let's see. I had to get cleaned up and go to a dinner with my wife's family. Her mom was making spaghetti. But we had a lot of talks about this beforehand. I was like, I'm gonna have to eat before, because I don't want to be the fucking guy. I already don't like her that much. I don't want to be the guy to give her any ammo, which means, hey, I'm actually not gonna eat any of your spaghetti because I'm not eating the carbs and shit. I'm just eating meat. And you know, she makes like a meat sauce, so it's like, what? I can't just eat that. I could, but I don't want to. I'm not going to eat any noodles. I'm not going to eat any of your garlic bread. I'm not going to eat any of the salad. I'm not eating any of that shit. So me and the wife had long talks about this beforehand. I said, I don't want to be the guy to say, I'm not going to eat that, and her to change her entire meal. So let's just not say anything, and I'll eat beforehand. And then we got a little bit closer to the date, and I said, all right, hey, how about now, give her a call, tell her the situation, and maybe she's got, instead of chopping up all the meat and putting it in the sauce, maybe she could save some on the outside. So she called her up, and she said, oh, yeah, I'm making meatballs, so I'll just make another bag of meatballs, and I also have sausages. I'll just save those off to the side for people that don't want the sauce and noodles and shit. I said, okay, cool. So it kind of worked out. She did do something for me that was nice. The sausages, my wife said she loved the sausages. I didn't. The sausages were okay. They tasted like they were frozen, like when she started cooking them. I don't know. and some of them weren't cooked all the way, which is fine, because whatever, I don't give a fuck. But the meatballs were fucking disgusting, and she sent me home with another fucking Tupperware full of meatballs and sausages, and I'm just like, oh god, this is what I'm gonna eat today. But whatever, it's food, and it goes in my belly, and it doesn't really matter what the fuck it tastes like as long as I'm not hungry. Until this morning, when after I got everything packed up and ready to go, and I was ready to head out the door, I had to take a fucking shit. I did have it kind of in my mind, I woke up late, but if you show up at 6:15 and you walk in halfway through the Monday meeting, that's not good. It's better to just show up afterwards. I ended up showing up 10 minutes afterwards, which was not cool. But, whatever. Because I had to take a shit. Spicy foods to me nowadays, and she put a lot of spice in that sauce. I did have a little bit of sauce. The sausages had sauce on them, but I just kind of dripped the sauce off, and it was okay. And with the meatballs, I had to have fucking sauce with those meatballs. I could not. They were so dry and horribly disgusting. They were not good. They were just frozen. I'm not blaming her for the meatballs. They were just frozen meatballs. I didn't expect her to pull out some ground beef, season it, and mash it up and make me special meatballs. I did not. That would have been fucking way worse, probably. But so I had to dip sauce on the meatballs. But I think it's okay to have a little bit of sauce. But waking up today, holy moly, fire on the mountain. Fire on the mountain. It was not good. And then I got to work and I still had to keep going. I was like, so now I have it in my mind. I'm just going to toss the meat out of that. I brought a part of a steak. So I'm probably just going to eat part of a steak, a bag of pork rinds. I will be eating an apple. I know it's not carnivore, but I like to have a little bit of fruit. And toss all that fucking shit, because it wasn't good fresh. It's not going to be better cold, because I don't have a heater. I'm not going to heat it up. Technically, I could go to a gas station and use the microwave or whatever. I don't know. I just don't want to. Just going to toss all that shit out and call the steak and pork rinds and apple a good meal. Which it will be. It'll be fine. I'm good at fasting nowadays. Because I didn't eat. I don't know. I've been doing 24-hour fasting, which is kind of strange because it sounds like that's horrible, but it's really not. You get enough food and then you just fast for a full day. Like, don't eat dinner, or eat dinner and then don't eat until dinner again the next night. It's not that hard, and I'm telling you, you will see results doing that fasting, especially when you're a fat guy like me. If you're already skinny, doing a fast, I don't know what the technicalities are on all that, but I don't know. If you're a fat guy and you're trying to lose weight, doing a fast is a really good idea. You'll get a little hungry, maybe. I don't, though. I do, after 24 hours, I'm like, okay, I should probably start eating something, because it's been a while that all I've had is fucking water. So not that this is going to be a fast. This may be a tease, and it might backfire on me, but I plan on just eating that steak and pork rinds. Call it good. And then I'll eat whenever I get home. My wife will have something to cook up. She's on board with dieting also now. I had to let her do it on her own. I didn't want if I encourage her, she feels like she has to do it then. So I just stay out of it. I'm like, you do whatever you want. You're a grown up. I support her in the shadows. Okay? Because if I support her on the outside, she's going to feel pressure to do it, and it's not going to work. I don't know. She's done many keto, many carb counting, and all that stuff, and it's definitely worked. She just doesn't stick with it, and I just need her to stick with it, please, honey. Because I want her to feel happy and healthy also, and I think now that she doesn't have to cook food for the kids for lunch every day, it's going to be easier because she's going to be doing it for herself. Because whenever she cooks food for the kids, she's already making all this food. She might as well throw a couple more chicken nuggets in and just eat those, you know. So she's doing something. I'm happy about it. I think it would be really cool for our entire family to get up on the carnivore diet, but trying to get her to do that isn't going to work. My kids love steak. I had a steak over the weekend also. Well, I cooked both of these steaks together. I ate mine, and then she only ate half of hers. So, but my kids ate, a quarter of mine. They had chicken nuggets in the fryer going, but all they wanted was my steak. So I kept slicing them off little slivers here and there, and they just love it. They love it so much, and I think it is possible to do a partial carnivore diet, like mainly meat, in our house if everybody gets on board. And I think with me and the mama being on a diet, that it needs to trickle down to the children. Not that my children are not overweight at all. Like, they are perfect. They're exactly where they need to be. They have the baby belly, but that's the baby belly. I don't expect my son to have a fucking six-pack or whatever, or to be fucking skin and bones. They're perfect body physique right now. So, but the problem is their body physique is only going to stay like that for so long, eating brownies and fucking ding-dongs every day. Their little metabolism's running wild. I don't know. So, and it's perfect. I mean, it doesn't matter what age you are. A carnivore diet can be helpful for anybody. Inflammation. It's actually recommended by a lot of people for children in their development ages because this is where you're getting the most nutrients. The nutrients you're getting out of meat is by far the best way to get your nutrients. I'm sorry, chicken nuggets don't really have the nutrients. There's a little bit of protein in that chicken if it is chicken. The covered sugar, stuffed with sugar, there's not really many nutrients in the ding dongs. Sugar covered carbs filled with sugar. I forgot that the fan on this truck does not turn off when you're driving. It just stays on the whole time. It's got a 180 degree thermostat, and the truck likes to run at about 195. So the fan just stays on all the fucking time. Now, I'm a bad boy because I got me a coffee over here. I got a Colombian blend in my new coffee cup with a creamer cup and a little bit of sugar. Just a little bit. And I've been making tea at home also. And I'll tell you what, I do like sweet tea, but it doesn't taste healthy at all. But if you add just a little bit of sugar to your sweet tea to where it doesn't even taste sweet, it just takes that bitterness out of it a little bit, and it just makes it, you can just chug the whole fucking thing. So I don't know. I'm still on the fucking sugar, and I need to not be. Need to not be, but it's nice to have something other than water to drink. And coffee in the morning is just like a tradition. Obviously, I have enough energy, and I've only taken a couple sips out of this thing. This isn't really to get me up and going. It's just coffee in the morning is what you do as a trucker, I guess. Coffee at night, coffee in the middle of the day. A lot of truckers drink coffee all the fucking time, and I'm really upset at the coolers, because they have 75 different iced coffees, cold brew coffees, all that shit in the fucking freezer or the refrigerator aisles at the gas stations and shit. There's only one black coffee, and it's a tiny little can. It's called a nitro brew. And that's the only black coffee you can get, if they have it. I mean, I guess I could technically go over and get coffee and put ice in it or whatever, but come on, guys. Like, come on, Starbucks. Give us a fucking black coffee in one of them glass cups, jars, or whatever. Monster, please. Just give us the energy, because Monster has the Java shit. Just give us the energy without the fucking sugar. We don't need the sugar. Please, stop doing that. Quit making those 300-calorie fucking coffees. Like, can we please get some smaller shit? Scale's open. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. The scale's open. I'm bobtailing. I ain't got nothing going on here. So, should be pretty easy for me to do here. Yeah. Here we go. Quieted down quite a bit. Taking it out of gear here. I do like running these manuals. I miss running these manuals. When I hauled lumber and I was working for the other water mover place, we didn't have any automatic. And over here, yeah, most of what we have is automatics. Roll down the windows a little bit. Give them a little wave. Oh, there's our roll-off truck right behind me. I love how I'm fucking bobtailing. Pull your drives up. Like, what? Okay. I'll pull my drives. Pull my fucking drives up and let you fucking see I'm fucking empty. You know, they just want to fucking check me out. Like, oh, does any of his tires look a little low? Um, yeah, going over to her mom's house, it was okay. I didn't talk to her mom at all about anything. I talked to her dad about stuff. I took her car over there because her car, the AC, it's nice and cold for short drives, but if you go on like a half-hour drive or whatever, the AC in her car doesn't, it's like not cold. It's still like better than outside, but it's not like cold. So I called up her dad before we got there, and I said, "Hey, do you have one of them fucking things with the gauge on it?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "All right." He's like, "I don't have any liquid though." So I went and I stopped and I grabbed a bottle of liquid at O'Reilly and went over there and we hooked it up. He's a diesel mechanic. He runs he doesn't even work on shit anymore. He runs the fucking shop. He has, I don't know, 20 mechanics underneath him. He runs a big fucking diesel shop. And so he knows what the fuck he's doing. He used to, he was a mechanic with the Corps for a long time, working on diesels. And then when he got back, he just went straight back into the field and started working on big rigs. And he's got all kinds of funny stories about working on that shit. But anyways, he knows what the fuck he's doing. And he hooks up the shit. I mean, and I've told you guys about him before, but so he knows what he's doing, but he also doesn't, if it's broken and it's fixable, he's just gonna buy a new one and put it on there because he's, he used to be in the Corps, and they didn't. I don't know if they fixed shit in the fucking Corps. They're just like, this engine doesn't run no more. All right, take it out and put this one in. This one runs, and now he's working over there. They're like, yeah, you just, the starter doesn't start. Well, I don't know. That's not a good example. What I'm talking about is the brakes. He's like, yeah, the brakes are bad. Fucking replace everything, rotors and all. It's like, the rotors aren't bad though. It's just the pads are low. So just replace the pads. We could still get those rotors. Will probably be around for the life of the fucking car. I mean, holy shit. He just replaces all the shit, and which is fine. It's just expensive. He's like, yeah, the best way to know it's not broke anymore is just to take the broke piece off and whatever. And I do understand part of that, you know, but I've rebuilt some shit and it just needs a little bit of grease and it just needs to be broke free, and then it's good to go, little shit. He just replaces everything every time. Um, I don't know, I guess a carburetor, yeah, you can tune the car, but if the seals and shit are going bad on the inside, he'll just fucking buy a new one. You can buy a rebuild kit for way cheaper, and then it takes time, and maybe that's what he's looking at is, as a mechanic, you want to get everything fixed in and out the door as fast as possible for the most amount of money, and carb rebuild is not very profitable. Probably it's way more profitable to just throw a new carb on there. I'm talking like my truck. I'm not talking. I know carbs are not on fucking diesel trucks and shit. I'm just trying to find an example of what I'm trying to say. And it's weird because you would think from his generation, like my dad, he would do everything in his power. He rebuilt fucking windshield wipers once. Okay, he had windshield wipers, and they were streaking real bad. So he cut the rubber off, got some more rubber, and then glued new rubber on there. Did it work well? No, but it was better, and it was free. Windshield wipers are expensive. Now, I don't go that far, but It's just the difference, you know. Some people just take shit off and replace it. You know, if you, I don't know, that's probably not a good example, but like if you bend a rim, a steel rim, you can just bend it back and fuck, it'll be good. It holds air. It's a little. You can feel it a little bit, but it's not bad. Other people are like, oh, the rim's bent, replace it. Um, so, anyways, he was working on the AC, and he just, you know, it's not anything crazy hard, but you plug it in and it goes straight to the red, which kind of leads us to believe that the compressor is going out on my wife's car, and that's not, you know, if you take it to a shop, they're going to charge you a fuckload of money to replace the compressor. But it still works. Like, it's still got good AC. It's just, it's going to go out eventually. So, not sure what to do about that. I'm like, just keep driving it until the AC goes out. She's like, okay. I'm like, yep. It's, we're coming into fall, so, you know, you won't even need AC in the fall, you know? And we'll still drive the car. You'll need heat. You won't need no AC, so maybe next spring we'll get you a new car or something. I don't know. I really would love to get rid of that fucking Equinox. I mean, it's actually been a pretty tough fucking car. Running it out of oil, it's hit so many fucking animals. The radiator and AC condenser and shit is all fucking bent to shit. Now, maybe that has something to do with it, the AC condenser. But that car is still, the engine is just trucking along, and I don't know, but we've had to do a lot of work to it, and I'd really like to just get her something else. Something, I mean, in my mind, getting her a minivan would be the best fucking idea. A cheap, old minivan. It's still going to have cold AC. It's not going to have, you know, I could put a different radio in it so you can connect your Bluetooth and everything. But, you know, a minivan, you know, for the kids, getting in and out, dropping them off at school and everything would be so much better. And it's a cheap fucking minivan. If it breaks, guess what? Just get rid of it. Get a new one. Their fucking minivans are all over the fucking place. Find one that's got AC and good tires. Buy it. Drive it. Fucking, I'll give her my Bluetooth fucking deal. And I'll be like, here's your Bluetooth. But my wife doesn't want to be, she would never be seen driving around in a fucking shitty old minivan, you know, rust holes. The cheaper ones have rust holes, babe. I'm sorry. I'll patch it up with some cardboard. Fucking paint over it. It'll be fine. I would like to get her a nicer, newer minivan too. That would be fucking sick. Like with TVs and shit in it, and captain chairs in the rear that rotate. You know, that would be great for going on trips and stuff. But I don't know. We had minivans growing up. We had a Dodge Caravan, which I don't really remember much. And then we had a Ford Aerostar. And the Ford Aerostar was a fucking beast of a van. Electronic four-wheel drive. I fucking blew the CV axles out of it once when I was off-roading it. I only had the door on one side though, so we got to get a newer enough van that it's got doors on both sides. And the Dodge Caravan I'm talking about was the old, like, I don't know, the first minivan they made. I don't know, the Chrysler. It had the Chrysler hood ornament on it and everything. I remember I used to yank on that thing. But, and then for me, I don't know, man. I want to get my truck going because I don't think that car is going to last very long. And when the car goes, I don't know if I'm even wanting to buy an engine and put an engine in it. I don't even know if I want to do that. It does get good gas mileage. It doesn't look bad. It's a nice little car. It's just way small. Thinking about if I do get rid of the car, probably give me a Honda. I like them little Hondas. Old Honda Civic or Accord, or I don't know. I need to get something that's got 4 doors and a back seat. I thought about getting like an S10. I don't know, something where the kids can sit in the back. But an S10 is, these days at least, getting an S10 with them back seats. Your kids have got to be able to just sit on the fucking seat. And my son should be in a booster by now, but he's not. He's a little short, and my wife is a fucking stickler about it. But I don't know. I don't know what I want. I mean, if I was able to get what I really wanted, it'd be some sort of old muscle car with a 350. I don't want any. I mean, it can. What if it'll bolt onto a small block Chevy? Let's just say that it's got to have a small block Chevy. It can be a 4-door fucking Chevelle. They're out there. That would be fucking awesome. I'll rock the 4-door Chevelle. Fuck yes. I don't need to look that cool to have just 2 doors. But, yeah, I don't know. Or like or like a Delta 88 Buick. Yeah, I don't know. Some old V8 car. That would be really fucking cool to have. And then obviously, it's a small block Chevy, so I could just interchange parts from the car. Be like, which car am I taking today? And then just unbolt the good carburetor and put it on the other one, and be like, all right, let's go. Taking the truck, I guess. Yeah, with my truck, with the technology that I know how to manipulate, I could put 2 center seat belts in that truck. So I could have 2 kids sit in the middle. They can both have their own seat belt, and then my wife. And so, I mean, it'll fit 4 people. And me and my wife are losing weight, so, we're getting a little smaller. Be all right. I don't know. I have been on fucking Facebook Marketplace, and my eyes keep clicking on, and it's horrible because it ruins my algorithm. But I click on bucket seats out of a Chevy, whatever, and I look at it and I'm like, oh, yes. But I'm like, no, I'm not doing bucket seats. I'm keeping the bench seat. But I have been looking, and then I got, get it in my mind. I'm looking for that bench seat that's got the fold down armrest and stuff, but I don't know. Sometimes the newer Chevy bench seats in the older Chevy trucks just doesn't look fucking good. It looks weird. And I don't want it to look weird. I want it to look old school and cool. And bucket seats would be really fucking nice. It would change everything that I'm doing with the radio if I was doing bucket seats. Because I'd put the speakers in the center console, off to the side. I'd have my cup holders right there. I'd probably mount my radio in the fucking center console. It would change everything. It would be really cool, but I don't know. I can always do that later on. Especially since I'm doing the 3-panel system. All I would need to do is one of the panels if I decide to move the radio. Or I could turn that radio hole into another cubby hole or whatever the fuck, I don't know. Yeah. But all in all, had a good weekend. Got a lot of work done on Saturday. Worked, what was it, 10 and a half hour day, I think. Got a lot of stuff done at home. Did not mow. When I say at home, I mean the truck. 'Cause the truck's at home. So I got a lot of that done. And now we're back on to another week of work. And I already marked off next weekend, taking a 3-day weekend. Because Labor Day in America is on next Monday. So everybody gets a day off. But every time there's a Labor Day, that's when a lot of these plants and shit, they like to close down. They're like for the weekend, and they like to bring in a lot of contractors. And then even some people are like, yeah, we need people to be here on Labor Day. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, well, yeah, we're going to be shut down for an extended period of time, so it would be nice for our workers to not be there and your workers to be there. It's like, Labor Day is for us too, bitch. Like, I don't know. It all falls on our guys. But we have contracts and stuff, and you don't want to fuck up a contract by telling a client, no, we're not working on Labor Day, when it's just another day. Nothing. It's not that special, but for me, it's gonna be a 3-day weekend, buddy. I'm gonna have something done to the truck for sure. During this week when I get home, what I've wanted to do is strip the wiring harness down, because I'm gonna try to. I don't have a lot of money, and I think I can save money by stripping down my wiring harness, and I'll have, instead of having to buy fucking 8 different colors of wire and whatever, I could just use the wiring harness that I got. I already have long lengths of wire that I'm actually going to be making a lot shorter, and there's going to be a lot less of it. I'm just going to strip down the wiring harness I got, match up all the colors, all the gauges, and just try to use that for all of my wiring. Obviously, if the wire is bad, I'm not going to use it. But there's really nothing. It's all been in a harness. It's all good wire. There's nothing wrong with it at all. And I mean, technically, I could go out and test all the wire and make sure all of the wire is in good shape. It's all reading, properly throughout. That looks like my buddy's old truck. Could have been my buddy's old truck. But yeah, I'm gonna save a little bit of money on the wiring. And yeah, like I said, there's red, blue, yellow, brown with the white stripe, green with the white stripe. Yeah, there's so many different fucking colors of wire. And if I wanted to redo all the wiring myself and buy all that wire, that's a lot of fucking wire that I'd have to buy. And when I got it all right there, so I'm gonna strip it all down, get it all organized and ready to go, and then just start wiring shit up. And now I don't have all the buttons, but I can wire it like they are going to buttons. And so once I get the buttons, all I got to do is fucking hook them up and mount them up, and then they'll be good to go. Yeah, I would like to get a nice wire loom kit though, because I don't want to do the electrical tape fucking wire harness shit. And I do have some, but the plastic on that stuff is all cracking and bad and stuff. So probably get a nice roll of that shit. Maybe steal some from work. I don't fucking know. Because we always we have shit everywhere, and it's all consumables. So, and I'll always ask. I'll be like, hey, can I have like this? All I need is this one section of wire loom or whatever. They'll most likely say, yeah, you can have it. Looks like there's a fire in the woods. Something's on fire. That's black smoke. Somebody burning some tires or something. I don't know what the fuck that was. Looks like somebody might be burning a stump or something. Um, yep, and then I can get, also during this week, I do need to get an angle grinder so I can continue my work on some shit. I have a Dremel, but I don't want to use a Dremel to cut through all this metal. You know, it's okay for like little shit. It's good for plastic and stuff. It would be good for metal too. I have a really nice Dremel, but I'd rather just use a big fucking power tool and get it done quickly, and then use the Dremel probably to kind of clean it up a little bit. Oh, and my boots. I'm wearing the boots that I left in my truck. I had them upside down between the cab and the bed because they stunk real bad. So I left them outside, sitting there for a long time. But the boots that I wore over the weekend for work got fucking soaked. And I was like, oh shit, I forgot to fucking put them on the boot dryer. And I felt them this morning. Luckily, I didn't put my fucking clean sock into it, but they're soaked. They're completely soaked. So, I don't know. I'm sure it'll be fine by tonight once I get the boot dryer pulled out and get them put. I should have done it this morning since I was already late, but I'd rather just get to work. We're headed over here. We're in St. Joe. We're going to a water treatment facility. There's a pig hauler. He's pulling over. Don't know why. He's headed over to the pig farm. Um, but yeah, we're headed to a water treatment plant. We got a crew out there right now. They're cleaning the frac tanks, and then all my job is to just pick up the frac tanks. Once they get them cleaned, take them back to United. There's two of them, and it's an hour drive up here, an hour drive down there, an hour drive back up here, an hour drive down there. So there's 4 hours of my day. But I gotta sit here and wait until they get them cleaned, which I don't have no problem with. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Keep all 18 down, and I'll talk to y'all later. Adios.